Today on the CTV News at 5, a Coaldale woman is recovering after a vicious Pitbull attack. Plus, RCMP lay more charges in a Brooks murder and now reveal a second victim. And a 74-year-old man gets the book thrown at him for stealing hundreds of library books, including from the U of L.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. A Coaldale resident says a pit bull that attacked her on the weekend shouldn't get a second chance. DENA Nicholson was walking to work when the dog lunged at her, snapping at her face. Nicholson had to receive more than a dozen stitches, but believes it could have been much worse. Terry Vogt reports.
DENA Nicholson is still recovering from the weekend dog attack.
I heard a snap and I thought the leash broke, but it was just like the lock on the extendable leash breaking, I guess, and it just like jumped right on my face.
The Coaldale woman needed more than 15 stitches to close the wound to her upper lip, where she was bit by a pit bull while walking to work on Saturday.
And I stumbled back, and then I seen it coming at my arm, so I turned and I like ran into 7-Eleven.
And she said that she was attacked by a dog.
Sales clerk SONJA STINSON says the staff called police, then did what they could to help Nicholson and try to stop the bleeding.
What she had done herself is she grabbed napkins and paper towels and whatever and tried to stop it, but there was no physical way that anybody could have stopped that kind of bleeding.
And I walked into the bathroom thinking that it was like no big deal, and I looked and my top lip was almost folded right over my bottom lip.
Coaldale Town Bylaw officers have since seized the dog. It'll remain in quarantine while they investigate its history and check it for rabies.
He'll be in quarantine for a minimum of 10 days. And during that time, we monitor his disposition and what he's like when we're around him and whatnot.
The dog owner is still hoping to get the animal back, but some town residents, including dog owners, feel the pit bull should be destroyed.
You never know, it could happen again, could be worse next time. So, as hard as it would be, I do feel that that would be the right thing to do.
I feel that the dog owners should be responsible for their animals, and if they have an animal that could be vicious, could harm someone, keep the dog with them. Don't leave the dog unattended.
I think it should be put down.
Nicholson, a dog owner herself, believes it could have been worse if kids had been attacked. The town says the dog's fate won't be decided until its investigation has been completed. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Coaldale.
The owner has been fined $500 because of the attack. Now, should the dog be released, it will be listed as a restricted animal and must be kept in a fenced-in enclosure, as well as being muzzled and on a leash when being walked. Meanwhile, a Crow's Nest Pass woman accused of throwing 5 puppies down an outhouse and leaving them to die in freezing weather has pleaded not guilty. 42-year-old Samantha Ryberger is facing animal cruelty charges under both the Criminal Code and Animal Protection Act. The puppies were rescued last January after someone heard whimpering coming from the toilet. Ryberger did not appear in court today. Her lawyer, Greg White, entered not guilty pleas on her behalf. Her co-accused, Fred Hoth, has already been tried. A judge is expected to hand down his verdict in that matter September 29th. Ryberger is to stand trial in Pincher Creek Court on February the 9th. A Fernie man found guilty of cooking a cat alive in a microwave has been sentenced to 1 day behind bars. John Hughes was originally acquitted by a provincial court judge in Cranbrook, who ruled Hughes didn't mean to cause the animal any suffering because the cat had already been seriously injured in an earlier accident. But BC's Supreme Court overturned that decision, claiming there was strong evidence Hughes knew his actions would hurt the cat. A Cranbrook judge sentenced Hughes to the 1 day jail time and a $50 victim surcharge.